It's a bit all doom and gloom at the moment with the weather. But is it all doom and gloom with the announcement of Windows 11? I wonder. Okay, so many people, you'll be all be aware pretty much of what Windows is, the operating system for many PCs. Some people prefer Apple, Apple products, MacBooks, etc. But I like Windows because it's easy to use. There's a lot more stuff you can probably do with it. I emulate that type of thing, and everything was great. Now, putting in the background, I've been using Windows for many years now, from the days of the old Windows 3.1 to then 3.11, Windows 95, 98, Windows Millennium. Well, we're not even going into that because I had that on my computer for about a day. A friend lent me his copy and it was awful, absolutely awful. So I got rid of it, put Windows 98 back on it. Then XP came along, that was great. And then they replaced that with Windows 7, which was better, but some things weren't as good. Then you end up with Windows 8, which I completely bypassed because I didn't like the look of it, didn't like the way it seemed to operate, trying to be combined between mobile phone. So the theory was that if you had a mobile phone with Windows 8 on it, you could use or jump into a Windows 8 laptop exactly the same. Didn't work that way though. So you then had Windows 8.1, which brought the start menu back, the start option, which was missing from the first one, which a lot of people complained about. They then released Windows 10, which was different, if you like, and not many people really wanted it. But the chance of a free upgrade from whatever operating system you had was really good. And I did it on several of my laptops, so really old ones. In fact, including a Samsung R730, which Samsung said it's not supported at all. We don't recommend you upgrade it, blah, blah, blah. And I've had no problems with it since I installed it. It has been fantastic. There's not a lot to go wrong with it because it doesn't have a dedicated graphics card for 3D games, anything like that. It's just a standard graphics card, etc. But it works. And then we thought, well, Windows 10 was going to be the last operating system that you'd ever need, really, because it's just going to be upgraded and upgraded and upgraded. So that was going to be the last release from Windows, from Microsoft. But it's now not the case. They are now going to be releasing a Windows 11. So my initial thought was, well, are they going to offer a free upgrade to that? Is it going to work as well? Not too sure. The looks of it, which there've been some images leaked, looks very similar in a way to how the Apple operating system works. But I'm a bit dubious, to be honest, because it's one of those things you think, well, they're supposed to be, Windows 10 was free for a certain length of time for upgrades. Now, that they are stopping support for Windows 10 in 2025. Now, people think, well, that's a long way away, but really, it's only like 3.5 years, maybe, depending on what time they do it. So 3.5 years it might be a long time. You might think, well, my laptop's probably going to break bad anyway, but the laptops I had were 10 years old, and, running Windows 10, which is fine. But again, are they going to upgrade to Windows 11 properly? And if not, what am I going to do with regards to support, using them for my children's schoolwork, etc., etc.? It's going to be a bit of a sort of a funny question, really, and I'd like to know what your thoughts are on it. Hi, I've just read just an update. They're talking about Windows 11 going to have a Wake On Touch feature kind of thing. So basically saying that if you've got a touchscreen device that's running Windows, i.e. possibly a tablet or something, or you've got a Windows laptop that's got touchscreen ability, theoretically you can then go touch the screen like that, and it wakes it up. I'd rather press a button, to be honest, because I think that the issue part might be is if somebody touches it or catches it or something like that, it's going to wake it up straight away when you might not want it to. Nice feature, I suppose, but when you click on the start at the moment on Windows 10, you get all sorts of various, different blocks of various things like your weather updates, stuff like that, and it looks like they're going to disappear. That's going to completely go in Windows 11, which, I'll be honest with you, at first I thought, well, I don't really use it that much. But then it's nice to see it when you click on it, i.e. things like your weather forecast, that type of stuff. Greetings, everybody. Right, now, with the latest update that I've seen, with regards to Windows 11, it says that there's going to be a specific sort of setting that you need to be doing BIOS that needs to be enabled. Right, the system requirements, according to the minimum system requirements, is it needs a 1 gigahertz or faster with 2 or more cores on a compatible 64-bit processor or system on a chip, SoC. Memory, a minimum of 4 gigabytes of RAM. Storage got to be 64 gigabytes or larger storage device. So if you've got any currently that are on 32 gigabytes, you've got absolutely no chance. And 64 gig is a minimum. I would be recommending maybe at least 256 gigs of storage, purely to save all the programs and everything else that you want to install afterwards. System firmware UEFI, and it says secure boot capable. Now that I think is a new thing that they're looking at. TPM, which stands for Trusted Platform Module version 2. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I'll have a look into that. Okay, it says that TPM is designed to provide hardware-based security-related functions. And it says a TPM chip is a secure crypto processor that is designed to carry out cryptographic operations. The chip includes multiple physical security mechanisms to make it tamper-resistant, and malicious software is unable to tamper with the security functions of the TPM. Some of the key advantages of using TPM technology are that you can generate, store, and limit the use of cryptographic keys. Use TPM technology for platform basically essentially it's just some sort of security on the processor that will protect the PC even more. Okay, the graphics card's got to be compatible with DirectX 12, so a lot of quite a few older ones that won't be only compatible with DirectX 11, so that could be a thing. And a display that's greater than 9-inch, so with a HD resolution of 720p. So most laptops you can get they're at least 1600 by 900, but ideally 1080p, that would be better. And then also an internet connection. So whereas before, and as far as I'm aware now, with this version you cannot use it, or Windows 11 you cannot use it unless you're actually connected to the internet. So whereas before you may be able to log on with a local account, I think this version, I believe you can't. But also, they've done a thing where you can actually check to see if your laptop or your PC will actually be compatible with Windows 11, which will then allow you to upgrade it. And I thought, great, because they're saying that Windows 7 will allow, Windows 7 and Windows 8 will get free upgrades. But when they've said the other thing, it seems to be that anything that's older than 5 years old will not have the chip capability, something to do with security within the processor. And I'm not going to too technical details basically, but if you imagine it like a certain engine of a car or a processor on the car, like something that makes it work, they may be saying that you can't use a certain new fuel type if like with cars, you can't use a certain fuel type if your engine doesn't support it, or you may need a fix on the engine if it's possible. So like the old days going from leaded to unleaded, you couldn't use unleaded fuel in a car engine that would only run on leaded fuel. So now what they're saying is, you can run the check. You can download the program from Windows, from their website, and run the check. And mine come up with this. Yeah, so it's not even going to be compatible with Windows 11, which I'm really annoyed about, because Windows 10 was going to be the final version of Windows ever. So that's what they said before, meaning that you'll never need another version of Windows ever again, because they'll continually update it and support it. And now Microsoft have changed what they're going to do. They've appears to have lied about it by saying what they're going back on what they said they was going to do. And now they're saying, oh, well, there's going to be another version of Windows. But even though my laptop's is pretty much maybe just coming up to 5 years old, so theoretically it should work, it said that the processor is not compatible, so I'll not be able to install it. Really? I don't think that's a very good idea, because I think that's going to push a lot more people onto things like Android or something like that, because the old version of Windows, you'd update from Windows 7 like I did on my old Samsung R730 laptop, and I upgraded to Windows 10, and I've had no problems with that at all. It's been brilliant. So this one actually had Windows 10 on it, specifically from new, because it's a fairly new laptop, now will not actually run Windows 11. And like I said, support for Windows 10 is going to be ended in about roughly 4 years' time, according to Microsoft. Not a happy bunny, Microsoft. I think you need to rethink your what you're going to be doing with this. Seriously. Okay, last part of this video, and sorry for waffling about this, but I wanted to try and explain things as you know, as I see. One of the questions on their Microsoft website says, "What's the difference between Windows 10 and Windows 11?" Now, I was under the impression that the security features, i.e., using the processor and everything else, is much better. The words from Microsoft: Windows 11 has all the power and security of Windows 10. So when it said it has all the power and security, which basically means it's exactly the same, with a redesigned and refreshed look. It also comes with new tools, sounds and apps. Every detail has been considered. All of it comes together to bring you a refreshing experience on your PC. But my thought then is, how many computers that people are using at the moment on Windows 10 are going to be able to upgrade to Windows 11? I don't think there's going to be that many, to be honest. I would possibly guess in the realms of maybe 10%, possibly. Be interesting to see. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching this video and taking the time to watch it. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up, or a like, and consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed the video, and be notified of more videos that I do. I also do various retro things on Facebook, and I've done some t-shirt designs, mugs, etc. of various things. So obviously check out my Multi Retro Mania Facebook group and subscribe to that, and then you can obviously find all the things from there. So thanks very much. Take care. Bye bye.